Alrighty, we are back with another video. Just gonna talk about the upcoming card, UFC 317 predictions. You know what I'm saying? Quick predictions. I made an early predictions. Decided to make one more final prediction before the actual event. And yeah, that's it. Really, that's it. By the way, is anyone watching UFC BJJ1? I feel like I should start watching it because it's free. You know what I'm saying? It's free on YouTube. And I've seen some clips. It doesn't look that bad, but yeah, just let me know if anyone's been watching it and how it is. Like if it's decent or what. Because I might give it a watch. Might do some breakdowns on that, you know. I've got to start uploading more because I was on a hot streak, bro. Uploading daily for like a couple of days. Then I dropped off, and then the viewership fell off too. So, you know, we gotta come back. We gotta make a comeback. Where are we gonna start? Let's start early prelims. Here we go. Nice. Two people I have no idea. So we got Christopher Ewart versus Jackson McKivey. Also, next card, next fight night, whatever. I'm gonna try and do some research on the fighters. You know, I'm just kind of going off based off memory and just feeling, you know, just vibes, just feeling, you know, like I can't go feeling with two blank pictures, you know, but that's how we do it. And to be fair, we're not done that bad. The last two cards have been iffy, but you know, we're not that bad at predictions, you know. Make sure if you are gonna put a parlay on or anything like that, if you're gonna gamble, do it safely. But if you are, make sure you use my picks, little Jizzle MMA picks, because I'm the greatest predictor, greatest MMA mind in the industry. So anyway, Christopher Ewart, enough yapping, versus Jackson McKivey. You know what? These are two great names, McKivey, Ewart. I'm liking Ewart a little bit more. So I'm going to go with Christopher Ewart. Here we go. Jonahata Diniz versus Alvin Hines. I'm pretty sure this was meant to be Justin Tafa, and he got pulled off. I think he came with injury or some shit. Thank goodness, dude, because this guy scammed his way to every fucking, well, not like, you know, I want him to get injured, I want him that, but like, brother, you've been on every big event, every pay-per-view to Australia, for some reason, every fucking big event, dude. Like, how did you scam your way on International Fight Week? Like, seriously? Or International Fight, Fight Week, bro. How did you scam your way onto that? It is what it is. Johanna Diniz versus Alvin Hines. I'm going with my boy Johanna Diniz, you know. He's in the fight camp. This Alvin Hines guy, even though he has a cool name, brother, you stepped in short notice, you know. He might pull out something that might be a hindrance to Diniz, because, you know, he might you know, he's been preparing for a blob, and this guy might come in just fucking shredded and just beat him, you know, because he's a totally different fighter. But I think Johanna Diniz, you know, UFC ready. I think he's got it. Johanna Diniz. Nico Price versus Jacob Smith. See, this is interesting because look at Nico Price, bro. He's looking like a teacher that's staring at the schoolgirls a bit too much, you know. He's looking at one of those, because look at the mustache. Look at the way he's like smiling, like smirking into the camera, and he's got more of his body in frame because he's trying to show his body, you know. I don't like the way he's looking, but that could be good because he's a fighter and he's trying to be intimidating, so might be good. Jacob Smith just looks generic. Jacob Smith, like, see, Jacob Smith, they knew his shit was generic. That's why they added an E on the end of his name, Jacob Smith, you know. Like they're like, fuck, man, his name's Jacob Smith, man. What can we do to like spice it up a little bit? Let's put an E at the end of Jacob. It was so unnecessary. I've just like seen that. Why did they put an E after Jacob? I don't know why they did that. They just felt like spicing it up. Like, it's too generic. We've just got a bland white name. Let's fucking mix it up, dude. So yeah, Jacob Smith versus Nico Price. I'm gonna go with Jacob Smith. I don't like the way the pedophile's looking. I don't like the way he's looking. He's looking very dodgy, and I don't like that. I'm going with Jacob Smith. I'm locking it in. Jacob Smith. Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borishev. I'm going Terrence McKinney, man. I know he's a bit like, you don't know what you're going to get with Terrence McKinney. He could just get knocked out in the first round, or he could just beat someone up in the first round, It's just 50-50, but I'm backing Terrence McKinney. I know he's Russian, and Russian, they always have like a +5, +10 attribute points, but he's not looking like that type of Russian, the ones that, do things with their family, he's not looking like one of those ones. He's not looking like the ones who, you guys know, you know what I'm saying? He's not looking like one of those. He's looking like just a normal guy. Doesn't even look that Russian. Just looks like a normal, hard-working fella. So I'm going to go with Terrence McKinney with that by round 1 knockout. Going for it. Here we go. The people's main event. Tracy Cortez versus Viviane Araújo. Fuck it. We're going to go Tracy Cortez, That's really it. That's all I gotta say. Hyder Hamel versus Jose Miguel Delgado. Fucking hell, what a name. Not much to go off from here. Philippines, the United States. Let's go with the boy Jose, man. Let's go with the boy Jose or Jose. Let's go with the boy Miguel. I'm feeling Miguel. Feeling like he's going to be coming up in this featherweight. Let's just check some shit about them. If it loads. Yeah, man. Oh, 11-0. Fuck. Yeah, man. I'm going with Jose. I feel like he's going to get in the bag. Jack Hermansson versus Gregory Rodriguez. This is going to be a great fight. Alright. Jack Hermansson's back. I don't know how long he's been fucking out. But the guy's been out for a long time, And Gregory Rodriguez, if you've seen that last fight with fucking hell, the computer crashed. That fucking sucks. I'm gonna have to actually edit this shit. But yeah, the computer crashed. Sorry about that, boys. But what were we saying? Gregory Rodriguez, Jack Hermansson. This is gonna be a fun fight. I do have Gregory Rodriguez coming out of it though. Simply because the layoff for Jack Hermansson. I know Gregory Rodriguez is coming off that loss to Jared Cannonier, but I still think he's the fresher fighter, the more skillful fighter, and he will get the job done. Jack Hermansson. It's still gonna be fun. It's still gonna be fun. But I think the layoff and the skill set for Gregory Rodriguez will get him the win in this fight. Peyton Talbot versus Felipe Lima. This is actually a banger fight. These are two big up and coming fighters, two big prospects. Peyton Talbot got wrestling fraud checked, he got his wrestling checked, is non-existent, needs to stop hanging around with men in the bed and start hanging around them on the mats. That's just the simple truth, He needs to start just hanging around men in the mats, start hugging them in the mats. Felipe Lima, I've seen I think 1 or 2 fights of him, fucking dangerous. This fella right here, dangerous fella, bro. Dangerous guy. Yeah, man, this is kind of hard to pick. I wish I did more research on this fight. Fuck it, but we're not gonna just stop the video. We're just gonna go in it. Felipe Lima versus Peyton Talbot. Oh, you know what? Let's check the stats, boys. Let's get analytical. Peyton Talbot's 5'10". Reach. I feel like it's gonna be striking battle. Felipe Lima could implement takedowns. Could try and implement takedowns. You know what? See, it depends. If Felipe Lima implements takedown, then Peyton Talbot's fucked, right? Unless he's gone back, he's really worked on the mats with the guys, and he's developed takedown defense. I'm gonna go with Peyton Talbot. That's not because of, aura or anything like that, because I believe both of them have aura. But it's just, I feel like the reach the striking, because he does have really good striking, Peyton Talbot. And I don't know if maybe Felipe Lima's ego will keep him standing on the feet with Peyton Talbot. And I just think, I think he's the better striker on the feet. I think he's the better striker. Even though Felipe Lima is dangerous, and I do want him to do well, I think Peyton Talbot's going to take it. I think it's going to go to a decision. Or a late TKO. I say late TKO for Peyton Talbot. But if we're looking for a win for Felipe Lima, I would say a submission. I'd say a submission, round 2, round 3. For Peyton Talbot, I'd say a round 3 TKO. I'm going to go with Peyton Talbot. I'm just going to lock it in. This one's really a toss-up for me. 50-50 for here. Oh my god. Now we get to the real one. Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. Let me tell you about Joshua Van, man. This kid's a rising prospect, man. He's got heart. He's got skill. He's got everything. This kid's going to be something special. And I back him. I fully back him. My YouTube banner, I got this guy as a fucking champion. So, I fucking back this guy, bro. And I know he's the underdog, because it's, to be fair, he's coming, a couple weeks ago he fought. Now he's coming back. That's some gangster shit. But it's just a crazy step up in competition, to be honest. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about that. This is just a crazy step up. It's good. It's good that he's facing this type of level competition, Brandon Royval. But the step up being like such a high jump from Bruno Silva to Brandon Royval, I feel like it might get to him. I don't know. He's a cool, composed fella. I just think the skill levels jump so high that, like, he's only 23 years old. He's only 23 years old, so he can develop. But I think the jump up is going to be tough. But I could still see Joshua Van getting it done, man. I can still see him getting it done. I understand that Brandon Royval's got multiple different tools. He's a different level. Him and Bruno Silva's completely different levels. I just think Joshua Van can get it done, man. I feel like he can get it. I know he can get it done, because I'm gonna be picking Joshua Van in this fight. Ranked 12 versus number 1. I still pick Joshua Van. I know he hasn't proved himself to this high level competition, but I just don't get. I think he can get it done. I believe in Joshua Van. I believe he's a future champion. So I'm gonna pick Joshua Van for this one. You know what? Full confidence. Joshua Van's gonna win this fight. We got it. Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. This fight is a close fight here, because both guys have decent striking, solid striking, and both dudes have great grappling. They have really good grappling. So I think, who can win grappling exchanges? I know Moicano is bigger. He has a bigger frame, but Beneil Dariush is wider, you know what I'm saying? And he has power. He has that big power. Moicano, it's not that he doesn't have power, but I think Beneil Dariush has more power. So if they're exchanging on the feet because the grappling's getting cancelled out, I feel Beneil Dariush could take it, As much as I want Moicano to win, I feel like Beneil Dariush could take it, simply because of the power aspect. I know Moicano has like game plan and he could work on the outside and try and do that, but I feel like if he tries to scrap with Dariush is winning it because of the power factor. So it depends. If they go to the ground and they scramble, whoever wins that, I would back Moicano in the scrambles on the ground. But if when you have two really good grapplers, similar levels, or you think are similar, and they cancel each other out on the ground, then it's like it becomes an only standing up, like an only on feet contest. And that's where I'm worried for Moicano, because I feel like he could be chinned by Beneil Dariush. I just see this vision. I see this vision. He's fainting that range, and he throws like a cross. Beneil Dariush, boom, big overhand right, connects right on the jaw. Drops him, couple punches, and he's fucking done, dude. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm gonna pick Moicano. He's gonna game plan. He's gonna come in with strategy. He's gonna come in sharp. And he wants that money. So I'm gonna pick Moicano. I'm gonna pick Moicano for this one. Alex Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. By the way, this card is fucking. No, I should stop that. It's not garbage. It's not complete garbage, but it's just, man. I wanted so much. I wanted more from this, man. I wanted so much more. It is what it is. It is what it is. I might make another video because there's a lot of stuff I've got to make videos on. John Jones, the heavyweight division. I've got to make videos on that. You know what? We gotta keep grinding. We're gonna grind. 2025. We're gonna grind, boys. We are gonna grind. Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara France. I think Pantoja wins it. He's just got that solid chin. I know Kai Kara France could get a fluke KO, and I don't want that to happen because I don't think he's deserved the title shot at all. It's simply just for the fact that there's no one else to fight Pantoja. No one else can fight Pantoja, and I wish they would just fight each other, Merab and Pantoja, because like Pantoja's the respect or some shit between them. I wish they could just fight, man, because that's the best fight they can make. Because fucking Merab's barely got anyone. He's defending against Corey Sandhagen, who's won one fight. He lost to Umar, who fought for the belt. Then he beat Figueiredo, which is a former champion, fair enough. And then he's fucking fighting for the belt, brother. What? So this is what I'm saying. Like both champions don't have like proper contenders in their division. So I would think, why don't you just put them together? Why don't you just force them to fight? But they don't want to fight. It is what it is. Kai Kara France is stepping in. I see a path for victory. He gets a fluke KO if Pantoja's chin just cracks. And Kai Kara France does have big power for flyweight. So yeah, I see that. I feel like the takedown defense from Kai Kara France is going to be decent from the beginning of the fight. And he might take a couple rounds, but I think Pantoja is just going to be a dog. Walk through all the shots, take him on the chin, and then just pressure. And Kai Kara France is going to slowly gas out. And Pantoja is going to capitalize, take him to the ground. And just half guard him to a decision. That's what I think is going to happen. Or might submit him, I don't know. But I think it's going to be a half guard to a decision. I'm going to back Pantoja for this one. He's got the chin, he's got the heart. Former Uber driver, so he knows what it takes to be a champion, you know. Now we got the main event. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Man, if Charles Oliveira does it, the scenes, bro, the world would be saved. But I don't think so. I do not think so. I'm gonna have to go with Ilia Topuria. I'm gonna have to lock in Ilia Topuria. I'm looking at Charles right here. I'm like, man, I want him to have one more run. I want him for one more run, but it's just not gonna happen. I'm not gonna say it's not gonna happen. I see a way he could beat him. He's just a much bigger guy. If he can just use his grappling efficiently, because everyone's scared about Ilia Topuria's grappling. And I'm not gonna say he doesn't have grappling, because he obviously does, right? But Oliveira, I know he can go toe to toe with grappling. So if he just fucking grapples him, right? You know, scrums, Mario Batista just fucking wears on his arms, right? Just because he's a bigger guy, so he's gonna wear on his arms. Just take him to against the fence, just wear on him, put the weight on him. He can take the sting out of Ilia Topuria's punches, you know? He can take it. But that's the thing. Ilia Topuria only needs one shot. And the power he carries, you know, Charles Oliveira, he is chinny. Not in like he's gonna get flatline KO'd, which could happen, by the way. I feel like he could get flatline KO'd, but he's just gonna drop. He's continuously gonna drop until Ilia Topuria falls up with shots on the ground and takes him out. And that's one thing Ilia Topuria will do. I know he won't be scared of Charles Oliveira on the ground. When he sees Charles Oliveira drop, he's not gonna give him time to get up, reset himself, you know. Get a Zenkai boost, you know. He's not gonna give him time to get a Zenkai boost. He's gonna jump on him while he's fucking concussed, while he's like dazed and shit, and beat his ass. That's what's gonna happen. Cause you see, Gaethje, Dustin Poirier tried, but he just doesn't have the level. But Makhachev, as soon as he hurt Oliveira, he went straight for a submission. Didn't give him any time to rest. And I feel like that's what Ilia Topuria is gonna do. He's gonna be feinting at range, get Oliveira in his might get Oliveira from like outside the clinch. Oliveira will go for the clinch. He might clip him on that, or while they're in the clinch, and Oliveira escapes it. he clips him on the outside. It's just so many different ways Ilia Topuria can knock him out. And Oliveira, the way he comes in, up high Muay Thai, feigning. It's just a messy fight, man. It's a messy fight. Anyway, enough with the yap. I'm gonna go with Ilia Topuria to win this. If Oliveira does it, the world's been saved. But I'm gonna have to go with Ilia Topuria. And yeah, that's it. What the fuck? I just fucked that up. Make sure you like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts about the event in the comments. And yeah, make sure to subscribe and like, so I don't go homeless.